right here. For me, I see that as a lot of chest tension. I can see his shoulders are sort of pulled forward a little bit as well. So from what I see here is the tension in his back is actually coming from his front. All right, so I could waste quite a lot of time warming him up, and it would get a little bit of benefit out of it. I'd probably get 20–30% of the tension out of it. But I'm going to get a lot more benefit out of it by working his front. Okay, so to me that's a classic indicator right there that he's got tension, because he gets really tight in here, but then he's not so bad. If you feel down here, feel that it's not that tight. Sort of kind of loose, right? You feel that?
You have to compare it to the other muscles.
Yeah, so you compare
the two.
Compare here.
So I'm just unsure how you tell the difference between he's not so buff here as opposed to he is here.
That's soft, right? Feel that? It's kind of soft. Feel that? It bounces back at you. It's hard. So it's the same muscle. It's the same basic size. It has nothing to do with how muscly a person is. It has to do with how much tension there is. So you could have a person that has almost very unmuscly, you know, or they've got a lot of fat over their muscles. It doesn't matter. They could be really tight. You could have a bodybuilder. You could have Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, with all the muscles and everything. His muscles could be tight or they could be loose. We don't care how big the muscles are. We just care about if they're tight or loose.
And what's the idea? To loosen it?
To loosen it, yeah. I'll make it tighter, yeah. Palms, my fingers. And it's more just to sort of warm up. Here I'm feeling his calf muscle, and I can feel a lot of tightness. Anybody want to have a feel of his calf muscle here?
So you're working on this like on a later day?
No, I'll work on it, but I'm going to work his front first and then flip him over.
Okay.
This is more like but the back is a little bit more like you can get to know somebody. You know, when you first start treatment, it's a little bit, the front is very personal. When you work on people's fronts, it's like working their belly, chest, it's a personal area, you know? So sometimes I like to warm the person up on the back first. But here I'm just paying attention to what I feel. It's like I can feel quite a lot of tension through here. I can feel a lot of tension through here. He feels it. You can feel this side as well. Feel all this, like right in there. Feel that.
I use my legs a lot. And I don't sit much. In fact, today is the most I've sit. It's a long time. And I'm telling you this so you know, actually, when you deal with people who, like, say, for example, work in kitchens or hospitals or walk a lot, nurses, you probably get some similar things.
Absolutely. And they'll get it all here. If you feel right here, he's really tight. There, that's where people feel lower back pain. It comes from the tension there in the hips. Okay, so he's, again, with somebody with more fat on him, you're not even going to feel that band of tightness there, but they'll still have it. With him, it's like I could use my little finger in there, and that's really sore for him. Just here, feel this. Yeah. So again, because he's sort of more, he's thin and muscly, you can feel it on him, whereas you won't feel that on a lot of people. Yeah, he'll have it on that side as well.
Yes. Oh, I'm not.
Yeah. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of people do get that. It's a very important area. But he's so tight in there. I want to do his knees and I want to do his chest because his knees are going to make his hips tight as well. So I'm going to roll him over now. So when people are rolling over for draping, you just hold the towel like that. For a woman, you're going to want to drape the breasts as well. I often do bellies through a towel anyway. So some people would do draping with 2 towels on a woman. I don't need to. I just do 1. And as I say, I prefer the bath sheet so then we can cover his feet as well. He's not going to get cold feet. But for a man, it doesn't really matter about the chest unless he's cold. You warm it here. You warm it here.
Before he's coming for a massage with you, would you still spend a good half an hour on his back?
No. No, because I want to make it that he's got the most worthwhile experience. If I've got an hour and a half with him, I want him to go, wow, that was amazing.
Sure.
You know, I don't want to waste time.
No,
you know?
so you go
So I just
straight
warm
to
him
the
up. This is slower than how I work actually, because I'm teaching at the same time.
Sure.
I just get straight into it, you know.
Yeah.
And I will do that with some of the demos, but with the first one, I like to explain everything to you guys. So it's going to be slow for him because he's not getting as much hands-on. So where somebody is tight, like he was tight in his back right there, I always think exactly opposite. They're going to be tight on the front. So my thing is he tight just in there? When he says that, what he means is, in English that means, yes, I'm tight there. Yeah, you can feel my little finger there, right? It's a good one for men to use your little finger on the chest because their pride kicks in and they try to handle it a little bit better, you know?
And the toes go like mad.
Yeah. Have anyone ever feel there? You can feel his pectoral muscles there, very tight.
It's all right. You gotta learn.
So that's tightness, that's not muscular.
No,
That's
just
It's
down
muscle
here.
tightness right through there. Yeah, you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming right across the chest here. Yeah. You can feel how it clicks against you?
Yeah.
That's tightness.
Yeah.
He's quite tight. See, the good thing about him, he's muscly and he's really tight. He's not had much massage, so he's involved in us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight everywhere. So he's a really good demo, actually, yeah. And he squeals and squirms and we have a lot of fun with him too. So he's going to be, and not only that, he's going to feel amazing results because he's so tight and he's just used to being this tight. He won't know what it's like to be unwound, you know?
You're probably right, actually.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Then what I do is I feel, okay, his chest is tight, which is there, and then I go, okay, how's his belly? Feel that. That's just shocking. He's so tight in his belly.
Is it bad?
Oh, just stress or tension, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So,
say a hard bed is good fun.
yeah.
But how do you know that that's tension and not just from sit-ups and exercise?
It's still tension, whether it's from sit-ups or that's abdominal tension, which we want to then get underneath and get into his intestinal tension. But because he's an athlete, it's usually only athletes that have tension really on their abdominal muscles, like cyclists in particular. But once we get rid of that, then we're going to go in a bit deeper and we'll find some intestinal tension as well, which is more to do with the subconscious.
Is there a particular way you should stroke?
When you want to burp. And also a lot of people, when you do their belly, they fart.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it
Yeah.
is.
Don't
Is there a
worry.
particular way to go? There's only intestinal.
With the large intestine, you work it up, across, and down. But with the small intestine, it's all curled up there, so it's just a case. There's different techniques that we use on the belly, and a thin belly is different than a fat belly as well. So he's thin, so. But the thing is here, we can see he's just full of tightness. Like he's great. He's so tight, it's not funny. So that's good. I mean, from a demonstration point of view, it's
I
good.
don't know. I mean, I lived with this tightness all my life, and that's what you got to deal with when you're with your clients or patients or
Absolutely.
whatever, because they wouldn't know what normal is. Me, I'm a spaz. I'm always doing something. I don't hardly sit still for anything.
Yeah. So that's good. That's why I say we're going to produce some real. He's going to find it really interesting because he's going to probably emotionally just really kind of mellow out and feel really, it'll be good. Yeah. So whenever I see belly tension like that, again, I'm going to come down more to the roots of it. Some of the roots are down through here in his knees. He's really tight through his legs here. Right through here and there. But that comes all the way down from his feet. And notice how his toes curl up a bit here as well. See, they're not straight like that. If they were nice and relaxed, they should be straight, but there's a natural pull. You see, if you see his feet, like see how mine are just more straight there. A lot of people, I call that a bit of mild claw foot. Some people get that really intensely where it goes like this. In reflexology, all that is indicative of the chest tightness.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So which we already see. We see some chest tightness there. But eventually we'd like to see him where his feet, just all the muscles in his feet just relax, his legs relax and everything. So there's plenty of work here to keep us busy. So it's a case of where do we start? Okay, where do we start? In my opinion, the most important thing is his front. No doubt about it. He's got so much tension coming through his front here, it's going to make his back tight. If we can reduce this, so we know where to start, it's on the front. I would generally never start with deep belly massage because the belly is always held from here, but it also is held sometimes from the head. So whenever somebody's got belly tension, I'm either going to go to the head or the feet, actually. In his case, and the way you decide is the more nervous or anxious a person is, the more likely you are to go to their head. The more jumpy a person is, the head. Calm their brain down and let them relax. He's a little bit jumpy and a little bit nervous, but not totally. So what I'm going to do probably with him is I might start at his feet and then see how I go. If he jumps around and carries on, his feet are too ticklish or everything, I'll come to his head and relax his mind and just let him breathe into his belly. So that's how I decide where to start. So what I'm going to do is just get myself situated here at his feet, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to work just what he can handle without tightening up against me. Now that's very important. So,
Where are you going?
Sorry, I'm just going to be here. So we don't want him tightening up against me. If he does, that's just locking up. What we want is for him to go and breathe into his belly and go like that. And it's like if you've ever done a yoga class, at the end of yoga you do the pose called Shavasana. And you lie there after doing all the stretches and you have your eyes closed and you feel your entire body. So you bring your awareness into your fingers, into your toes, and you consciously try and relax each area. That's what we're going to want him to do. But he's going to pay attention to where I'm working, and he's going to just bring his awareness into that area, and when it hurts, he's going to breathe into it and breathe out and let that tension go. This is why I say it's a partnership model. We're working together. So, and that's what I want to achieve. That's why I don't want to overwhelm him. I don't want it where he's just tightening up and jumping against me or anything. And that may be I have to work incredibly lightly to achieve that, or I may have to work very heavy. With him, he's very tight, so I'm going to work more light, okay? And he's not used to massage, so I want to take it easy with him to start with. But I want to get him into what I call the rhythm of the massage, and that's for him to start to just work with me.
Oh, sorry, camera.
So, in particular, I'm focusing right now, there's different bands in the front of the body. We've got one that comes through here, through the top here, in here, and right beside the knee. Okay, and then it comes down by the side of the shin, and it comes into this point in between these toes here. So just in there. And again,
Just below this.
yeah, in between those two toes.
What's that connected to?
That's in shiatsu, it's the stomach meridian, so it comes straight up through here and becomes this tension in here and then this chest tension. And then we've got another band that comes more into the side, through the side of the hip, which I already showed you. But on the front it manifests through here. And you can see it on him. It comes right through here, right? You can play guitar on that. He'd probably sing along.
Yeah,
that's it. And it comes along through here as well. And that one is going to come around the ankle here. And you can see it on him. See this? And it comes around the ankle. See that? And it comes around the ankle, and you'll never see it through here, but it comes into this point here. So he's going to enjoy this as well. That means, yes, I do enjoy that. Again, sometimes,
I am.
yeah. It's good for people, I like people to swear sometimes, I find it.
What's that?
Yeah. I get to learn new swear words that way as well, but
Where are you placing?
What's that? I'm ready?
that's the gallbladder meridian.
Just below.
But don't get too caught up in meridians because send lines are a bit different, and the gallbladder meridian in shiatsu acupressure actually does a little curve like that, and I never even feel that.
Okay.
All right, so sometimes this thing, I always go by feeling rather than the meridian, because sometimes the meridian will do weird things on a chart, and I can't even sense it.
The breathing in through the nose and out.
It doesn't matter, as long as it's a deep breath, and people can let out whatever they want. So that's why people can swear, people can scream, you just want that energy to come out. So he's quite good like that. Doesn't matter if he's swearing and carrying on, as long as he's breathing with it and letting stuff out. It's more fun, actually. I like the drama, the dramatic kinds of.
I'll deal with you in a moment.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm working on from the frontal position. I'm mostly focusing on those two bands. There are other bands, as I say, that come up through the inside of the leg through here, and then into the here, and that's the one that goes near the groin and right into that band of tension that he's got right in there. I can work that a lot just from working through here as well, all right? So what I'm going to focus on is actually getting the roots of these three bands. So I want this one, which is coming into here, this front one here, which is coming into between here, and then I want some of these, there's actually a couple that come up through the side here, they're going to come from the side of the big toe. All right, so I'm going to work the whole foot, but I'm going to focus on those. So first of all, I'm getting into the sides of his big toe and just squeezing gently. Not too gently.
Just a tiny bit across.
Oh, sorry, didn't see it.
And then what I'm doing is just moving the toe back and forth and side to side. And then I'm squeezing the tips beside the toenails and just coming down gently into his toe itself. And I'm observing his breath and making sure I'm breathing, because you don't want to hold your own breath.
I'm holding.
Exactly. Yeah. Because he's not used to the massage a bit, he's just getting the rhythm of his breath. Sometimes it's a bit of a shock for him still.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we're breathing. Then I'm just gently moving that joint around to loosen up the big toe. See, he's more likely to have, because he's got so much blockage, he could easily experience a lot of chi moving through his body once we unblock him. The thing about him is he'll probably be able to move a lot in a short period of time, so it should be quite a dramatic, fun massage. And he is a good breather. You can see though he is breathing, a lot of it is in the upper chest, and it's not getting into his lower belly yet. So he's a bit of a chest breather rather than a belly breather. So gradually we want him to breathe more. What's that?
It's only because of the pain. Most times I breathe quite deeply.
Yeah, he's generally quite a good breather though. He's getting in there. So I'm going to work each toe. I'm going to squeeze the tips of each toe, move the joints here. Again, just sliding, squeezing, squeezing.
Have you ever had anyone get up or walk out?
I think I have, yeah. My brother, actually, I tried to massage my brother on Christmas Day. I just did like 2 points on his feet and he got up and just, he said, no way. I did him about 5 years ago. That was the last time I only managed to.
Is there another way to release if people generally don't like their feet being touched?
Yeah, I would do, with somebody with a ticklish feet, I'd do their head first. Any form of like ticklishness covers tightness, and it also shows out like a hyperactive nervous system. And do the head and relax them. I once had a guy, I couldn't work anywhere on him without him being ticklish. Anywhere except his head. So I did his head really thoroughly for half an hour. It calmed his whole mind and his whole nervous system, and then I could work in his body. But he's doing quite well with his breath. So then I'm starting to get in and just gently work in between his toes here. And I'm holding that pressure point, just working it a little bit, just so that you can enjoy that sensation.
So that one between the last toe, little toe, that's the span.
This is the one coming up the outside.